Hi everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. So the other day I was watching an advertisement video that the LAPS made.
LAPS!
And no, I'm not talking about LAPD. I'm talking about the LAPS. Have you ever heard of the LAPS? Anyhow, the LAPS stands for Los Angeles Professional Security. They are a licensed private security company that's based out of, you guessed it, Los Angeles. We actually did a social media review of that security company a couple of months ago. Give me some time and I'll leave a link in the description box so that you can watch my social media review of that company. So LAPS made this advertisement video that lasted about a minute. And I think that the end goal was to attract customers. I'm not too sure it was to attract private security. It was more so to attract the actual customer base in which they rely on to conduct their security operations. And you guys know that I'm a critical thinker. I'm always constantly thinking about tactics. Yeah, so let's talk about tactics. By the way, this is a special message for all the different private security companies that are out there. I know that you watch my videos. You may not comment, you may not engage in any dialogue, but you watch my videos. I know that some of you think that I shouldn't be doing these videos. Matter of fact, I did a community survey. Feel free that if you don't want me to do these videos, go to the community survey tab and vote. I'll leave the tab up. I'll leave it open for a couple of days more. But so far we have 97 votes. If you haven't voted, please vote. And I asked you this. I asked our subscriber base this: do you want me to keep making these social media review videos? And about 90% said yes, please continue to make these videos, and 10% said no. Throughout the day, that survey will fluctuate, but I mean, most of the subscribers on this channel want me to keep doing the videos, so I'm going to keep doing the videos. If you own or operate LAPS or any of the security companies and you don't like these social media reviews that I'm doing on your company, all you have to do is reach out to me, and I typically leave my email, and tell me what you're doing differently. And not only tell me, show me what you're doing differently. So if I'm talking about you putting your employees at risk by doing these building searches or these apartment searches when they're apparently vacant, you're risking their safety. And I'm telling you on camera that that's what you're doing. If you're sending your staff to close quarter combat training, or maybe you hire a contractor or in-house instructor that's competent in order to correct all those deficiencies, show me proof of that, and most likely I'll just remove the video. And maybe I could do a new video of you making some remedies of the issues that we found. This shouldn't be anything that's embarrassing. If you love private security and you want to progress what we're doing, then you'll be supportive of it. Okay? It's totally up to you. I don't mind removing these videos, guys. I don't make a lot of money. Some of these videos I make 7 cents every month. Some videos I make $3 every month. I think the most I probably make is about $5 a month for one of these videos because of the ad revenue. As time progresses, the revenue stream actually decreases. So I like to do it because it keeps us all in check. I follow Michael, and I'm butchering his channel name every single time. Michael from the Professional Security Journal, previously named the Armed Security Journal, made some remarks, and he thinks that the regulatory boards aren't doing their job of regulating the industry, and it's up to us to regulate our own industry. And this is one of the ways that we do it. We do it through the videos, criticisms, because we can't rely on the state. Okay, anyhow, let's get started. Okay. So in the beginning of the video, it looks like there is some type of home invasion in progress. Typically your home invasion scenario, somebody is most likely going to be present at home. If not, okay, then basically you have a burglary in progress. It looks like there's 3 guys on camera. You have the residents. Looks like you have a woman and a man. For some reason, they look like the male looks like the owner of the company. I don't know, is it? Anyhow, that's not relevant right now. And instead of calling the police, they contact the LAPS.
We need to call LAPS immediately.
Now, let me talk to you about my thoughts of an app. And I think the LAPS has an app that you can press and you can have a security officer respond to your location very shortly. Context is important. If I reside in the LAPD jurisdiction, if I have a security firm that's squared away, that will be there quicker than the police, I wouldn't hesitate to call them. I would press the app button and tell them, like, hey, I need some assistance, I need some help. There's a burglary in progress, I need you guys to help. Now, that's if I have full confidence in this private security company. So number one, the security company needs to be highly trained. And I'm not talking about, in California, all you have to do is complete your 40 hours of training. And then every other year, you have to complete your 8-hour refresher course. I'm not talking about somebody completing these courses. I'm talking about somebody that takes some advanced training, close quarter combat training. Maybe somebody continuously goes to these schools and learns about self-defense, learns how to clear buildings. Maybe these companies are hiring in-house instructors. Maybe they're contracting with other instructors. But a company who is highly trained is what I'm looking for. Second, this security company needs to be accessible and they need to be available as well. I work patrol routes in Orange County. I can guarantee you, not 100%, but maybe 85% of the time, that I will get to any one of our properties faster than the police. And you might be arguing and saying, well, police get to roll lights and siren, which is code 3 in California. And that might be true, but just because you're able to roll code 3, that doesn't mean that you're going to be there. You're going to be the first person there. Matter of fact, somebody can be rolling code 3 from the west side of town, and then the incident's at the east side of town, or they're maybe tied up on another call. Okay, and by the way, code 3 is not going to get you there in a matter of seconds. So as long as I have a security company that has already a patrol route in place, and the location where I need help is along that patrol route, I'm pretty confident that they'll get there in a timely manner. Also, what we want is the property where you're calling from to be part of the property clusters. What I mean by that is that there's patrol routes out there. I used to work for a security company. We call them beat 1, 2, 3, 4, or district 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 21. These districts have contract properties that are clustered together, and this property where you need help, it's in close proximity. I could definitely see the benefit of this app. So that's my take on the app. You have to commend LAPS for being intuitive, for having this advanced mindset where you're thinking ahead into the future. So I really like the app. I like how you're able to call them. Now, would I call LAPS if I needed help, if somebody was breaking into my house or following me home? Hell to the no. I would not.
Fuck no.
No way that I would call them. Watch my social media review and see why I don't feel comfortable calling them. Now, I'm just a guy in a truck who's maybe about to go to work pretty soon. What do I know? Go out there and do your due diligence. But me personally, just Sean, there is no way in hell that I would call them for help.
No!
In the social media review, I talked about the tactics that they used. That's all I have to say is tactics. Okay. Also in the video, and if you're wondering why I'm not showing you the full motion picture of the video, I've been demonetized too many times for showing too much of the video. So I'm going to just show you still photos of this. I will leave a link in the description box below. Make sure that you guys watch the video in its entirety and that you guys form your own opinion, not based on what I tell you. Anyhow, so 2 officers arrive in 1 unit. You basically have a 2-man unit. My grievance on this issue is that, are they really rolling in 2-man units? Because if you're not, and there's some type of incident occurs and they are accusing the security company in civil court of negligence, or maybe false advertisement, okay? Maybe you relied on a video to engage in this contract based on a 2-officer response. If something happens, there's some type of physical damage or injury to another person, you're gonna have to explain, if you're the security company, why you only had a one-man unit that day. I don't think that most of the time it's cost effective to roll 2-man units in private security, but it is much safer. So if I have a very dangerous property, I might actually require the client to roll a 2-man unit. And when I mean 2-man, you guys know what I mean. I'm not talking about a man. I'm talking about a male or female, just officers in general, okay? Now, when they arrive on scene, they have their lights on. I'm sure that's for the effect, the advertising effect. And then they go right onto the driveway. Chris Madison got this. Chris Madison is one of our subscribers. He mentioned that they left cover. So basically, you want to do the takedown from inside of your unit, inside of your patrol unit, because the theory is that the engine block and various parts of the vehicle will protect you from incoming rounds. They left that position to cover. I think that's an excellent observation to make. If you guys see any other observations, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hearing that as well. I think that the rule of leaving cover can be broken all the time. It shouldn't be a rule. There's various circumstances where you can certainly leave cover. If staying in cover creates more of a hazard than leaving cover, then you want to leave cover. So if I have 3 guys at the scene and I only see one of them, okay, I actually might leave my driver's side door post area and go to maybe the opposite side of my unit, some other portion where I can get a different angle of cover, because I don't want to be just confined into here. I actually did a video on using this area as cover. One of the negative, I want to say the cons, okay, the cons of staying in this area is you're kind of trapped unless you have good footwork in. Does LAPS know that? No comment. No comment on that. Okay, so I see the male officer drawing his gun. YouTube, this is a paintball marker. It says Ram Combat Real Action Marker. I'm actually putting this gun down as the cars pass. The marker, I'm sorry, I'm putting the marker down as cars pass because I don't want anybody to think that I have a real weapon. If you guys see right here, okay, that's where the CO2 cartridge goes in. This is not real. This is not real. Okay, not real. Anyhow, the male officer is holding the gun. Wait a minute. Something like this. Okay. I'll tell you this as a credentialed and licensed firearm instructor for several years. You're not going to have full control over the gun. You might get your first round in. I'm sorry, your first hit in, maybe on target. But subsequent rounds are not going to be consistent. I tested this theory many times on my own students. I let them shoot however they want to. And later on, I see that their rounds are not on target. And then I make those adjustments, or I encourage them to make those adjustments. But I see it all the time. Officers are shooting like that. And what ends up happening is you don't have full control over your support side. So as the gun fires, okay, where's most of the meat purchase or the hand purchase? It's on the right side. Here, there's less real estate covered. So your gun is most likely going to continue to recoil this way. You're not going to have consistent hits on target. I can tell that this person is not an experienced shooter. Now, as for the female officer, oh my goodness. she's crossing her hands on the grip of the gun. Okay, slide goes like this. Okay, if you cross your hands, okay, if you're doing this stuff, the slide, when the slide goes back, okay, you're gonna get slide bite. Okay, so this is not a real gun, it's a paint marker. Okay, this is only a paint marker. And see these two portions? I'm gonna let these cars pass. These two portions, they are going to cut. They're going to cut right here, guys. Okay, you do this crap, okay, it's going to cut. You see that? In my range bag, I'm sorry, my first aid kit, I have BandAids. I guess that's something that's taboo to have, BandAids. You should only have essential life-saving equipment. But I find the need to always bring BandAids whenever I do firearms training. My students, they're almost always doing, at least one, I always catch one doing this, crossing their hands. I'm convinced that both of these are not, they're not shooters. I mean, they're not trained. They're not properly trained. And then you see the female officer putting her finger on the trigger. Did you guys catch that? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just saw something, but she's doing that. I absolutely would not hire LAPS to provide professional armed private security services to me. And that's just me. That this female officer is essentially creating a liability. When you challenge somebody, you draw down on them, okay, you're only going to put your finger on the trigger unless you made a conscious decision to shoot. Okay? Shots on target, you made the conscious decision to shoot. The argument might be, well, it's just a movie, it's just an advertisement. And I would say this, wait a minute, LAPS, we did a social media review on your security company some months ago, and your tactics were not up to standards, in my honest opinion. Watching what they did on camera, I have no doubt that these are actual officers, security officers that work for the company. Okay, I saw a subscriber that mentioned that he works for LAPS, but he's never seen any of them before. I can't verify that subscriber works there. The only way I can verify is through a pay stub, which I'm not able to do, and I'm not going to do that. Okay. Last but not least, okay, there's 3 bad guys and there's 2 security officers. There's no way that I would even roll up on this, being in private security. Law enforcement officers will start setting a perimeter. One of the units goes 97. That means that they arrived on scene. They'll stage in the area and then they'll start setting the perimeter. Once the perimeter is set, then they'll start closing in, unless this is a life and death situation. Okay, that's just how I would do tactics. From seeing what I saw, if any of these guys have guns, I'm sure that both of these security officers would easily be hit. Just watching their gun handling skills. Okay. Another argument might be, well, they're just actors. If you own a security company, you're going to pay for an actor to make these videos. Just think about that. When you can hire your security officers and pay them normal wages, or whatever wage you pay them. Maybe have them sign some type of agreement saying that the rights of the video still belong to the security company. But why would you go out of your way and hire an actor? I mean, aren't they more? I've never been an actor. I would think that an actor, you have to pay them more. For me, if I'm making one of these videos, I want somebody that's trained. I would actually have my 2 top guys, the best of the business, be featured in this video. Moving forward, which one of you sweethearts taught this female officer how to wear her duty belt? Which one of you was it? The magazine carrier or magazine holder is too far to the left. I actually uploaded a video. I haven't posted it yet, but I train others on how to wear your magazine carrier or your magazine holder. And it's not right there. You want to have it more towards the center so that you can access it a lot more easier, but not right there. Oh, man. I think it's there because maybe there's a radio holder missing. There's just something missing towards the front. And maybe she felt like it would appear more evenly spaced. Her duty belt would appear more, or duty belt setup would appear more evenly spaced if her magazine holder is all the way over here. But please don't put it there. It doesn't belong there. Last but not least, let's talk about the LAPD officers that arrived on scene. The LAPD officers. Correct me if I'm wrong, LAPD does not wear basket weave. They wear that glossy material for their duty belt and their duty belt carriers. Yeah, it's really hard to tell very hard to tell on the still photos whether or not it is basket weave. But I've had to watch the video a couple of times, and it does appear it's basket weave. But I want you guys to watch the video and tell me, is it basket weave, is it glossy material, or is it none of the above? And then what's it called? The microphone, the lapel microphone. That just brought a lot of attention to me because I've never seen uniformed LAPD officers wear a microphone. They usually carry their radio in their radio holder, and because they're two-man units or two-officer units, usually one person is the radio person and the other is the contact officer, and they usually just take the radio out of their radio holder and they just communicate just like this. I've never seen an LAPD officer actually have a microphone. I don't know why. Do you guys know why? Maybe there's a change of policy, there's a change of equipment. Maybe they are. Those of you who work alongside with LAPD, educate me. Are they wearing the microphones or not? So that brought a lot of attention to me. So I think, and then the unit, the Crown Victoria unit that was in place, I don't know if they're still rolling around with Crown Victorias. Maybe, probably. You guys tell me. Because of all three, you can easily tell that they are actors, which is a good thing. You don't want to ask real LAPD officers to play any part of your videos. Okay, so I'm almost sure that they're probably paid actors. I'm almost sure that LAPD, I almost mixed them up with LAPD. LAPS, I'm pretty sure LAPS got a movie permit in order for them to get a prop LAPD vehicle on a public roadway, and then for them to roll code 2.5 or code 3.5. You know, in the beginning of the video, they have their lights on. That's all I have. Hey, I am so interested in hearing what you guys have to say on this about this video. Looking for dialogue, ladies and gentlemen, and I am out. Take care.